Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Florbas. Today we'll be reviewing 2 movies. I am your host, Zorbas, and this is my co-partner in crime, Samuel Fletcher.
Hello, everybody. That's me.
Today we'll be reviewing 2 movies. They are the 2 Ewok television specials that released in the 80s. The first one is called Caravan of Courage, or is it Ewoks Caravan of Courage?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, directed in 1984 by John Quirky. Before we start and get our first thoughts, we'll probably have some sponsorship, which we'll put down here. Cool. All right. Well, I'll say I didn't hate the movie, and I didn't love it either. Thought that the overall the acting was pretty terrible, and the costumes of the Ewoks were pretty garbage compared to Return of the Jedi. Just in the universe at all, there was a lot of earthly elements.
Yeah, it looked like the.
You gotta take a call.
It looked like just like country America.
Yeah, it didn't look like an alien planet. And then you also have these creatures, which are earthly. You have horses in there. I think I saw some rats.
Yeah, they ride horses. It was weird.
Yes.
They were riding like normal horses, and they referenced horses.
Yeah, so that kind of took me out of that world.
Yeah, that's when it became a bit, TV value.
Yes.
The kid Nelson Muntz, I thought, was the name. He was weird. He was like, he had the same line every time he'd repeat it and he'd shout it.
Are we talking about Mace?
Is that his name?
The brother?
Yeah. The brother.
Yeah, and you can really tell that they tried to get him to look like
Luke Skywalker, yeah. He's got the part uniform and the bowl cut.
It's just a young, whiny version of Luke.
And every time she was sick, he'd just shout at the Ewoks, "I need more medicine! Medicine!"
We need more medicine. We need more of this.
It's particularly terrible.
Or like when he wanted food. I need food!
Yeah.
Food! To the Ewoks.
Yeah.
Who weren't speaking English.
Yes.
Just jub.
That was another... I mean, I guess we should probably say the overall plot of the movie.
So they crash land on the planet.
Yeah. And the brother and sister go missing.
The father... Oh, yeah.
Brother and sister go missing, and the parents, they return back to the ship after they've told the 2 children to stay by the ship. But
That's right.
They didn't listen, and once they went missing, they were captured by a...
Big troll.
Yeah. Which, do you know what the name of the troll is?
The Borax?
I think it starts with the G. I've got Gorax in my head, but I don't know if that's right.
The Gorax. Why is it... Do you know why it's called Caravan of Courage?
Well, they mentioned there's the creature that they're riding on once they get on their adventure to rescue the parents. And someone calls it a caravan. So I think that's...
The group of them?
Yeah, once they team up with all the Ewoks to go and rescue the parents. Are they on a horse or are they on some other creature?
I thought they go on like a horse.
It could be a horse.
One horse, isn't it?
I think it's a horse and it's got like some kind of blankets on the back to make it look humpier.
But there's no actual caravan.
Well, they call that a caravan in the movie.
Caravan.
I guess so. Plus the brother and sister.
The girl Shirley Temple was a bit.
I thought she was pretty terrible.
Yeah,
she was better in the second one, but we'll get into that later.
She's like a doll. Her name's Sindel.
Yeah, just like I don't want to shit on a child actor, but her delivery sucks, and she's ugly. I'm joking.
And then they do a whole Tinkerbell thing.
Yes, the fairies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were kind of creepy looking.
Yeah, because it was just they look cool, but that part was cool. They're like hand.
I was going to ask you if they've ever appeared anywhere else in Star Wars. They should use those again.
Maybe in the Clone War stuff. Because she saves the day. He gives it some weird name.
I can't remember. There's a
Tiffany or something.
It could be Tiffany. Another thing to mention, for things that like they could have explained easier is they have a narrator through this movie.
I have a narrator because it doesn't make any sense.
Which I looked up is Burl Ives, who I don't really know much about.
Burl Ives?
Burl Ives, he's a singer, I think, but he sounds Native American in the narration. He sounds like they're doing like he's like a really wise Native American, the voice that he's doing. Do we have to cut this?
He named it Isrina.
Are we back on the fairies?
It's called a Wisty.
Yes. Who
Nelson
named
Muntz. He holds it in his hand.
Nice.
And goes, I'll name you Isrina, and you'll be mine now. Something like that. You're my friend.
Yeah.
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 Because she saves the day.
Yeah. They do introduce...
Spoiler.
Yeah. George Lucas has a story credit on it, which I find hard to believe.
I thought you were saying he had a cameo.
Well, he might do. I feel like he had his name on there and then he stayed away from it. Because I can't imagine he even okayed some of the stuff that's in there. It just doesn't make sense.
I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
How did we find out about it?
I don't know. I also wanted to mention like they do introduce creatures and technologies that I haven't seen before in Star Wars. They have like this spinning top where they have, and it has like, you can see the vision of where the parents are. That's how they find out where their parents are.
Really?
They're searching for the parents, and the Ewoks have this, they go to like some magical Ewok guy. The only other bits I can really remember is the final scene when they're rescuing the parents and they go into a big cave that's filled with spiders.
Yeah.
It's very Lord of the Rings, actually.
It's very Lord of the Rings. The whole thing is Lord of the Rings.
And I kind of like that because it was something different. It was getting boring to that point.
Yeah,
and we're getting to some creatures, but they really didn't try and make the creatures look very good or hide the fact that they were hanging strings
on the spider.
And they climb across spider web, which is clearly just sturdy construction rope with Halloween webs.
The rescue plan wasn't good either.
I don't remember the plan.
They find the cage where the parents are, and then they construct the seesaw.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
One Ewok jumps on it and flings Nelson up.
Yeah.
Into the cage.
They should have called him Nelson, by the way.
I give the first movie,
Caravan of Courage,
2 stars out of 5.
I will also give it 2 stars out of 5.
Because they tried.
They did try.
It wasn't bad. It's the second one was good though.
Okay, now we're going to get into the second Ewok movie called Ewoks: The Battle for Endor, which was released in 1985 and directed by the Wheat brothers, Jim and Ken, I believe. And I don't really know what else they've done.
They did a good job because it's better than the first one.
It's much better than the first one, and it's hard to say what I would have thought if I had watched this one first.
Yeah,
because I feel like I really enjoyed it, but maybe that was because it was so much better than the first one.
I would argue that it's a precursor to Mandalorian in style. The first 20 minutes. is like Mandalorian.
Yeah, I will say right off the bat, I love the decision to kill off the rest of the family. I mean, first of all, it sets it off in a darker tone, and it just gets rid of some annoying characters, especially Mace. Nelson's gone.
Yeah, he looks significantly older.
He does,
he's hit puberty.
Yeah.
He's longer.
Yeah.
And he's still annoying. He's shouting his lines.
Yeah, but they killed him off.
Then he dies. The mum dies, he dies.
Then he dies, and then the daughter, who's not great, I think she's a lot better in this one because I think they use her better. Because there's so many more characters that they bring in, so she's a bit more in the background.
But her whole movie just, my family's dead now. They're all dead.
Yeah.
And then Wicket, who's speaking now, he's like, I'm your friend now. I'm your family.
Yes, you could come with us. No, Ewok live here.
Yeah, I don't like
speaking Ewoks.
I don't like the Ewoks speaking English, and I don't know if you watched with subtitles. I noticed when the Ewoks were speaking, it said Ewokese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the language?
Well, that's what it is on.
That sounds like what George Lucas would have said.
I would have thought it was just Ewok.
But it's got first appearances of the Blurgs and witches.
Witches, yeah. I've never. When are the witches in Star Wars again?
In the Clone Wars, and in now Ahsoka.
Well, I can't even remember.
The witches, which are from Dathomir,
And
which is where Darth Maul's from.
right, and where are the?
Nerd facts.
What's the other thing you said they introduced? Blurg.
The Blurg.
What's the Blurg?
The two-legged dinosaur. Is
Okay.
The Raiders that go and kill the Ewoks and Sindel's family, and Mace,
Yeah.
who are just like the Raiders from that episode of Mando when he falls in love with the farmer chick.
Right.
It's I get in trouble for this. There was a Down syndrome Ewok.
In this.
Yeah. The little speedy guy.
Ah.
I don't know if he was an Ewok. He looked.
I don't think it's an Ewok. He's
He was a Down syndrome Ewok.
Okay.
That would like fly. he had super
Yeah.
speed.
Well, I love that character.
Yeah.
What did you think of the old man? I thought he was a standout performer, and I think maybe that's just because everyone else is quite bad.
Wilfred Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
I think at one stage he actually he's looking at a piece of equipment and he can't get it to work and he says fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's power up this old tin can.
Oh, I should have kept that in.
That reminds me too. There's an Ewok in it that when they're trying to escape at the beginning in the little carriages, he gets up and says Ewok Hitler.
I don't recall this either.
Ewok Hitler. Ewok Hitler.
He gets
That's
up.
very good. Yeah.
But I joked about the first one being better than the sequels. This actually was pretty decent.
Yeah, I thought it was
Started
very
with you.
decent. I thought the whole raid on the castle, and then I thought when they escaped the castle was fun. How they sort of glide the Ewoks on the rope. They slide down the rope across the river.
Yeah.
And they crash. So the Ewoks keep crashing into the other side, and they're just shaking off the dizziness.
That whole part was cool.
Yeah,
and
it was
all the
very
dudes
cool.
coming out the castle to chase them.
Yeah.
That was real Lord of the Rings stuff.
And then the final 20 minutes or so is basically the battle
Yeah.
for Endor, which is very kind of similar to the battle in Return of the Jedi.
It was.
So the Battle of Endor, I'll give a 3.5 out of 5.
I think I gave it a 3.
Okay.
But I'll take 3.5. What did you think, Grubb?
What do I think of the movie? I didn't watch it.